What kind of meat is this? This place is for the head of the family, Charles Hawkins. The boy was probably here, smashed his plate on the floor. Sarah Hawkins didn't eat. Was it because of the meat or something else? Something happened at this table. An argument? This door is locked. This door is blocked from the outside. This door is locked. This piano is in disrepair. Looks like the Hawkins kept it more for decoration than for music. Locked. This door is locked. It's no use. The padlock won't give. This door is locked. Charles and Sarah's wedding is painted by Sarah herself. This door is locked. This door is blocked from the outside. What do you know about Charles Hawkins' activities?
Well, not much, to be honest.
Was Sarah Hawkins interested in the occult? What was she trying to achieve? Sarah Hawkins' agent was getting worried. Seems she wasn't giving any signs of life. This ledger lists all of the paintings Sarah Hawkins sold. It seems the last one was given for free to a Francis Sanders. I wonder why. Despite what happened, they seem to have loved each other. The door is blocked on the other side.
Coming soon, baby girl.
Bradley? Is that you? Is anyone there? You! Stop! Bradley, did you see which way he went?
Who? I didn't see anyone. I just heard some noise. Are you all right?
A man was hiding on the upper level. He ran when he saw me. He can't be far.
I'll cover you.
This door was closed earlier. Where did he go? They look like Celtic runes. Charles must have brought them back from one of his It looks like an old seaway map.
Do you really think that your fugitive came in here? I don't see any way out.
Clearly, Charles Hawkins knew Captain Fitzroy very well. I wonder who the man with the glasses is in the photograph. Probably another... The Scylla. It's the boat that was stranded at the end. It looks like a freehand map of dark water. Certain areas have been highlighted. I wonder why. As if the bookcase has been moved several times. This globe seems to have been part of some mechanism. Doesn't work. I must have missed something. Doesn't work. I must have missed something. This panel is movable. Cogwheels. They must be linked to an opening mechanism. Probably a secret passage. I must find a way to activate the opening mechanism. Damnation. I can't budge these gears. I need a tool. Have you seen the old maritime maps on Charles Hawkins' desk?
Strange. No ship has left Darkwater shore for years. Maybe he kept them for sentimental reasons.
The Scylla. It's the boat that was stranded at the entrance to the harbor. Doesn't work. I must have missed something. Doesn't work. I must have missed something. Seems like this came from a log. There must be a link with the Seaway map. Looks like the navigational paths described in the log. Doesn't work. I must have missed something. Doesn't work. I must have missed something.
Binding? You're silly. It's a good boy, but dinner's on its way, so let's wait till then, okay? Let's wait until we get the nunnies. Not right now, baby boy.
There must be a link with the Seaway map.
You're crazy.
Looks like the navigational paths described in the log. Doesn't work. I must have missed something. Doesn't work. I must have missed something. I'd be better off not touching them for the moment. Charles Hawkins was a sort of traveler, right?
More like an adventurer, I guess. He left for months, exploring remote places and abandoned temples.
Doesn't work. Looks like the navigational paths described in the log. Doesn't work. I must have missed something. There must be a link with the C.O.G.
You're crazy, bud.
Looks like the navigational paths described in the log. As if the bookcase has been moved several times. Doesn't work. I must have missed something. Doesn't work. I must have missed something. Doesn't work. Looks like the navigational paths described in the
Shit,
log.
Cole.
Doesn't work. I must have missed something. 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 Doesn't work. There must be a link with the C.O.G. map.
Right here.
Looks like the navigational paths described in the log.
Be careful, mate.
This glow seems to have been part of some mechanism.
Keep you.
Looks like it worked.
Doesn't work. I must have missed something.
Looks like it worked.
Doesn't work. Looks like it worked.
Well done, Pierce.
19? What are you doing? Careful. Oh, shoot.
Secret passage under the manor. It's like a detective novel. That guy must have already gotten far.
Yeah. And he had a direct means of entry to the crime scene. We must 3 seats.
Look, someone's been here recently.
I just told you a guy came through here. What the hell? Fucking weirdo.
Did Charles Hawkins use this place? Who were the others? What is this mask supposed to represent? Whatever Charles Hawkins hid here, he didn't want it in his house. This piece of cloth is unmistakably from a dress. Sarah Hawkins. Was she hiding from someone? Whoever was sitting here could have seen Sarah Hawkins. Could this be related to her death? This padlock is too complicated for me.
Yeah, they showed the boss. We saw the boss as like a cloth, like a witch cloth. Seems like a Volkswagen. A big boss, like a Volkswagen. This testimony was reported to American filmmaker Patrick Dillon a few weeks after the battle for the airport. The person interviewed, Majid al-Ghazali, is a well-known and respected man in Baghdad, who is the first
Of course.
in the city orchestra.
And something tells
In
me
addition
that
to
the key
describing the
is
battle,
climbing these
Majid
steps.
al-Ghazali
There's tunnels
wanted
all
to
over
show
this
Patrick
island.
Dillon the site
Given the
near
size of this
airport
cave,
where
there's
the
gotta be other
secret weapon
entrances.
was used, along with
The
the
passage
20
continues
huge
further
metal
down.
steel
Might as well
tubes
start with that.
and the irregularly sized ditches
I ain't
where
gonna
the
squeeze in
bodies were
there.
buried
If possible,
before they were
I prefer
used.
not to ruin my
When he
uniform.
saw
Fine,
that
fine.
al-Ghazali to hear more details of the story, we met up with him in Amman, and he pointed out some inexplicable peculiarities on the bodies of the victims of the battle for the airport. Just the head was burned and The other parts of the body wasn't anything happened on it. Now, Ghazali reported that he had seen three passengers in his car, all dead, with their faces and teeth burned, the bodies intact, and no sign of projectile. There wasn't any bullet. I saw they teeth, just the teeth.
Some kind of dream catcher.
No
If I
eyes.
touch it, it'll turn to dust.
All of them, with the body, nothing for the body.
These paintings must be several centuries old.
All the, the heads.
This monstrous creature must be an allegory. These people lying down, are they dead? Are they asleep?
By the American military.
These buildings seem to have come out of the water.
The bodies that were not hit by projectiles had shrunk just slightly more than 1 meter in height. Except that the bodies were killed by the bullet. Most of them that become very small. It's like that, something like that. We asked Majid what weapon he imagined had been used. 1 year later, we showed that this is hot-safe technology. They use the unicorn like lasers. We found another disturbing document.
Time has weakened these structures.
Use of mysterious weapons in Iran, which refer to episodes taking place almost at the same time as those described by Majid al-Ghazali.
I don't have time to search this whole.
About 20 of them, some of them have no head, they had been cut. Some of them, the arms, the legs. The only one who didn't injure was the driver. And really, I don't know how we reach our hospital.
It looks like animal
Because
oil.
one hand,
Certainly
one
not
arm was
whale.
one head beside him. It was very, very horrible thing. In the roof of the car, there was part of the body, intestine, brains. Yes, all parts of the body. It was miserable. Very, 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 very. I thought that before.
Do you have idea with what kind of weapons they attacked that bus?
This because we didn't know
What's going on here?
Piers.
Keep your voice down.
What we saw,
We're not alone.
cut arms, cut legs, cut head,
got me into?
abdomen, open abdomen, visceral outside.
We'll see.
And you
I'll go on. Try to go down on your side.
Yeah, there's a passage. I'll meet you at the bottom.
That's why I was nobody can identify at the time of this weapon.
We went to Belgium to find the filmmaker of the sequence, Jaya van Noordheer, a doctor working as a volunteer in Iran.
Here, this footage is taken in the hospital, the General Teaching Hospital in Hilla, which is about 100 kilometers from Baghdad and close to the historical site Babylon. Here we had a talk with the colleague Dr. Sato Khalifi, which is the chief surgeon in that hospital.
A mass grave. A table for sacrifice?
That he operated, that they said they did not hear any noise. So there was no explosion to hear, no metal fragments or shrapnel or bullets in the body. So they themselves were thinking of some strange kinds of weapons which they did not know.
Let's hear Dr. Kanada's original story about the more details.
In this past was very crowded and was held to people to see their coming.
I got it.
They returned back to peace,
I can't
they said,
breathe.
when you try to
What's
happening?
No, damn it! Must find a way out of here.
I think, I don't know what it was. We couldn't, we are here 10 surgeons. We couldn't decide what was the offer in this time.
But inside the bodies, you did not discover ordinary bullets.
All of them being, we didn't find bullets. We didn't find bullets. but most of the passenger people been dead. So they took them immediately to the
Yes,
refrigerator.
it is time.
We couldn't
You
accept
will
them.
soon be one of us, if your body and mind
We
are
couldn't
ready.
find any.
I dream of it every night.
We didn't find.
I have constant visions.
Something.
I am ready. Good enough. Prove it to us.
Dr. Falucci
It's
also
like
ended
in
up
my dream.
speaking about a laser weapon.
But I don't think the bombing and the cluster bombs and the laser weapons
It seems to have been
is
used
going to
recently.
disrupt our country.
Probably some sort of ritual.
That in any war, the war in Iraq left us a dreadful gallery of horrors.
I can't read Latin.
Mutilations that not even doctors can explain. The witnesses refer to laser weapons, armed with mysterious effects. We do not know what kind of weapons could produce such terrible effects. We tried to learn more about it by asking for interviews to members of companies manufacturing laser and microwave weapons. Yet, the U.S. Defense Department prevented any information from being released to us. They also did not answer, after the time the film was edited, the questions we had sent them in order to know whether or not experimental weapons had been tested in Iraq and Afghanistan. We tracked down the Pentagon press conferences from before the beginning of the Second Gulf War to see if they spoke about any new weapons being tested. The words of the Secretary of Defense and General Mayers indicate a willingness to try weapons that had never been used before. And the questions from the press about direct energy and microwave weapons make them visibly uncomfortable.
Can I ask you a question about some of the technology that you're developing to fight the war on terror, specifically directed energy and high-powered microwave technology? When do you envision that you can weaponize that type of technology?
It is in, for the most part, the kinds of things you're talking about are in very early stages. Do you have anything to add?
I don't think I would add much. I think they are in early stages and probably not ready for employment at this point.
It sounds bullshit.
Things when you invest in research and development and begin a developmental project, you don't have any intention or expectation that one would use it. On the other hand, the real world intervenes from time to time, and you reach in there and take something out that is still in a developmental stage, and you might use it. So your question is not answerable. It depends on what happens in the future and how well things move along the track, and whether or not someone feels it's appropriate to reach into a development stage and see if something might be useful, as was the case with the unmanned aerial vehicle.
But you feel like you're going to experiment.
Yeah, I think that's the point, and I think that we have, I think, from the beginning of this conflict, I think General Franks has been very open to looking at new things, if there are new things available, and has been willing to put them into the fight, even before they've been fully going out. And I think that's not referring to these two particular cases of directed energy or high-powered microwave, but
Cthulhu
But what is meant by direct energy microwave weapons? We went to ask ex-Colonel John Alexander, former program director in one of the most important military research laboratories in the U.S., Los Alamos National Laboratory.
More sacred flesh. You will sleep. We pray for your return into the kingdom of the earth.
What is happening is that the technology...
It looks like a kind of deep coma. What could this ritual have done?
The weapons come into fruition. In other words, it becomes real. There are several types of directed energy weapons. And basically what they do is they're known as speed of light because they shoot electrons very fast over very long distances. Lasers, of course, are in light range.
We are ready for
Then
the
there's microwave
ceremony.
weapons that are
What
operating
about
at
your
energy.
protege?
His awakening is
The electrons move.
He will join you shortly.
Kinetic weapons is how by you shooting big bullets to go out and physically hit and destroy something. These work because the energy is proposed on the target and causes some effect.
This image documents one of the TEL steps. TEL stands for Tactical High Energy Laser. In the sequence, you can see the laser beams hit and destroy missiles and mortar rounds as they're about to but hit the offensive. For this other test, we see the laser beams identify and destroy two missiles at the same time.
Bradley, what are you doing here? I saw two odd-looking guys coming down. Seemed up to no good.
They don't make any noise, and they are invisible. And some are visible
An
from,
intruder!
just
Shit.
outside. You have, in the infrared range, what's emerging now
Don't move!
are
Police!
laser weapons with the effect we
Don't
got of the
move!
laser. And they can be hole burners. They call very high energy lasers because with the
I won't
concentrated energy,
hesitate! Bradley, get
you
back! Get back!
can literally drill
You
holes
asked for it!
in the target.
Former Pentagon analyst William Arkin, who presently works as a journalist for the Washington Post, also confirms this revolutionary change from kinetic weapons to energy weapons.
For thousands of years, the way in which you kill people is you have victory with a sword, a shield, an arrow, a bullet, a bomb. It's kinetic. You're killing them by hitting them.
They're caving in. We need to get out of here.
Removed from the principle of killing people in which they know that they're being killed because they're killed to or they are being shot at by a laser which would have an instantaneous effect.
There are other types of weapons made with lasers, such as the device you can see in the sequence. The target is not hit by a projectile, but rather by an impulse energy that manages to bore through the armor of a tank. Apart from acoustic weapons, an impulse can see in the sequence.
Which would have an instantaneous effect.
There are other types of weapons made with lasers, such as the device you can see in the sequence. The target is not hit by a projectile, but rather by an impulse of energy that manages to bore through the armor of a tank. Apart from acoustic weapons, so far the only sign of the use of energy weapons in a war scenario is a laser device known as COG.
Light!
According to official
At last.
sources, military vehicles equipped with this laser device have been used in Afghanistan to explode mines for IED. According to two military information sites, Defense Tech and Defense Daily, at least three such vehicles are being used in Iraq as well, and some people report having seen them.
When you showed me the pictures of what you described as this laser weapon, it reminds me that I was with the American soldiers talking on in August 2003, and there was some kind of box on that tank with a blue light like this. I recall that very well, not because the soldiers told me what it was used for, but because I was seeing it translated by telling, which was a female Iraqi translated by telling, look, this is some kind of thing where they can look through and see somebody without clothes. That's why I reminded. But this kind of thing I have seen for sure on that tank.
William Arkin is one of the American experts who follows the Pentagon activity most closely. So what does Arkin think about the possibility of the use of direct energy weapons and battles in Iraq?
I can imagine that there could be some, what we call black use of these weapons, but not in any significant way, and certainly not in such a way that one would conclude that they've had any impact.
But let's look at the Pentagon budget figures to see how important the outlay is for direct energy weapons.
So right now, you have about $50 million a year being spent on non-lethal weapons. You have about another $200 million or so being spent on high-power microwave, active denial type systems. You've got probably another 100 to 200 million being spent on secret, black laser programs. And then you've got the big lasers, the
high energy laser, the Air Force and the other tactical lasers. So probably, well, when you add all of that up, the United States is probably spending $500 million a year right now on directed energy weapons. Probably somewhere in the order of 300, 400 million euros. So this is a significant amount of money. This is the size of the defense budgets of some countries in Europe.
People might think that energy weapons only pose a danger for the countries involved in a military conflict, but that's not the case. One particular weapon called the active denial system, better known as the pain ray, has been built specifically for use in maintaining public order. Given its claim to be non-lethal and its suffering it produces, this weapon could become a very controversial one.
The active denial system is a millimeter wave, operates about 93 gigahertz, sends out a beam for a very long distance. Now, what's important about it is that when it hits the skin, it penetrates only a very slight, with a few millimeters into the skin. And it hits the pain receptor, which causes people to lose to the pain. It hurts. Hurts a lot. How long can you? The test has been run for 3 seconds. Each individual is given a quiz, like nobody made 3 seconds. It's an onset of pain. And you don't have to do it very long. It gets your attention.
To understand the consequences, this new weapon can test for human rights. You went to the entire state building in Manhattan, home of the offices of Human Rights Watch, one of the most important human rights organizations. We can see the effects of the gun very easily and understand them. But when you cannot see the effects of the weapon because it is not visible, and because the science is not very well understood because it's so new, then it becomes a grave concern to us and raises the stakes for potential human rights violations.
Don't move me here. You can certainly say that you gave us a scare.
What did you do to me?
That's very
Undo
different
these
than any
straps!
other
Whoa, go easy, my friend.
desire to either immobilize someone or make them walk in the
He
area.
killed you.
And you have to be very careful because international
You
law
show
is
he's
very
better.
clear that devices created solely
He was
for the
dead.
creation of pain
Me too. We were
can
dead.
eventually torture.
What are you
For example,
doing?
illegal.
Sorry, my friend.
It's very critical that the United
What?
States has a
No.
careful legal review of the active denial system and is open with their findings. To date, they have not been open.
Some people say, oh, secret weapons or high-power microwave weapons, the active denial system. You can look at the facts. What sounds people look at that?
What happened to me?
Where
am I?
male and in good health. And we're just going to shoot these microwaves or
Mr. Sanders, you have to come with us.
and it's going to
No,
be carefully
please.
calibrated.
I can't leave you.
You got no choice, Sanders, and neither do we.
You don't understand. If I go out, you'll see me. No, no. You're leaving this cell.
Please.
Let go.
There's been a lot of discussion also about the potential for eye damage. That in fact they have done some tests on the skin to show that it's not harmful, but where is the eye? And that there have been concerns raised by scientists about potential for the eye. And we also have concerns about the effects.
See, please.
Hi,
Gigi.
Why are
Are
they
you getting ready for dinner time in like 10 minutes? It's almost dinner time, baby.
the same range?
It's about time for dinner, sweetheart.
Industry-based website reports that two-seater vehicles were ordered at a
It's almost time,
$31
beautifuls.
million. And that approval has been requested for another 14 vehicles by Brigadier General James Hagley, Chief of Staff of the Multinational Forces in Iraq.
It's easy.
my view, this global concept is, has already don't have to be the strongest of what that concept is. But because of the terror effects are going to be mixed in the civilian population. We need weapons that are going to allow us to put the sword, minimize what we call collateral casualties. If it's a battlefield, going to be important there. If you look at the active denial system, or the high-power microwaves, or the LRAD, or the acoustic weapons, what you see is enthusiasm for those are being displayed by U.S. Northern Command, which is the Homeland Defense Command, or other counterterrorism organizations, which are looking at them like, oh, well, maybe in some special circumstances we can make these secret weapons, boutique weapons, we only have 10 or 20 of them somewhere in a secret place, and if we need them, we can pull them out and use them in this kind of specialty warfare. So ironically, so Americans would probably think, oh yeah, special new weapons, it would make sense because Iraq is such a mess. Maybe we can do something, turn this corner in some way with the use of these weapons. The truth is that the only real way in which the military sees the prospects of the deployment of these is in their domestic use. And you know quite well that if the United States adopts these weapons for their domestic defense, NATO will be enough
No sea is dark enough to hide the color of my blood. No wind strong enough to scatter my dreams. When the last of them rises up, you will choose. I will not be here to bear witness to it, because you will have released me. But the earth will resound to your cries, or theirs. Awaken and free me.
You there. Wake up. Come on, stand up. We don't have much time. Can you stand up?
Who are you?
A friend of Ethan Bradley. It was he who told me that you had been interned here.
Wait. Bradley is really alive? I don't understand. You filled me so full of drugs I can't distinguish dream from reality.
Please believe that I have nothing to do with these disgraceful treatments. Look, I don't have time to explain everything. I'm not really supposed to be here. And the same goes for you, according to Ethan. You must leave as soon as possible, and as unobtrusively as possible. I've brought you your clothes. Let me go ahead. We'll meet upstairs.
Wait a minute. I saw the nurses at work on a patient.
You must avoid them at all costs. If someone found out that I released you from your room, I'd never find work in a hospital.
So nice of you to worry about.
Do not be unpleasant, Mr. Pierce. We must not stay here. There are 2 men standing guard near the stairs. It's the only way to the floor above. I shall try to distract them, and get at least one to come with me. All you need to do is to follow me as soon as the way is free.
Understood. What does this mean? Am I in an asylum? Sarah. Why the strange symbol repeated over and over? This is no medicine. What did he write about the painting? Sarah Hawkins is on this list of authorized visitors.